Hello friend, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going in search of P. Diddy's black jet. As you can see, based on this shared footage, it appears that there's two identical black jets. On previous videos I indicated that I've been an aviation buff for a while, and from time to time I will go to Opa-locka Executive Airport and Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport, checking out the jets, the different models, and visualizing part of my future dreams. During that time I did see this black jet. Now I thought it belonged to another personality here in South Florida. At that time I did not have my GoPro camera. I believe I was using for the most part my iPhone. Nevertheless, today I'm going to go to Opa-locka, it's called Miami Executive Airport, again to see if the black jet that now we identify belongs to P. Diddy is there. As we pass through the hangar area, many times they call it the ramp. When these jets are outside the hangar, that's when they're visible. When they're inside the hangar, needless to say, you can't see them very well. But what's a landmark here is that they parked our jet very close to where the Miami-Dade Sheriff's helicopter is always stationed. So we will take a little tour of the airport. I will show you the area. P. Diddy hangars his jet. We will pass by a couple of FBOs, which are fixed base operations. There was some footage of Mr. Combs outside. He was kind of pacing. I believe he was talking on one of his, I'm going to call it earbuds or something of that nature. So as we go through Opa-locka International Airport, I'll see you at the end. This area beyond the fence to the right is where the black jet was originally spotted. Beside that is the hangar for the Miami-Dade helicopters. P. Diddy's plane is a Gulfstream 550. Typically they call it, in urban lore, a G5. It has a range of roughly 6,500 nautical miles, although statute miles is close to 8,000 statute miles. But for the airplane buffs, it's 6,500 range. So he can definitely do intercontinental flights. As we pass the Jet A fuel tanks, on one tank of fuel, the G550 from Miami has a range to get into sub-Saharan Africa, all of South America, and deep into East Europe, and to the beginnings of Asia. That's from Miami. If it took off from California, without a doubt it could reach Asia, all of Asia, typically on one tank of gas, or most of Asia on one tank of gas. I say Asia and some parts of Sub-Saharan Africa because of those countries, non-extradition treaties with the United States. As we roll out of the Atlantic FBO. We're going to be passing the Signature FBO and Bombardier FBO. The jet that we are looking at now is a Gulfstream 650ER, and many of the ranges for these jets, it differs, because I'm going to say this one has a nautical mile range of 7,500 miles, but a lot of times the range always depends on the load. In other words, the weight of the load, the direction they're going in other words, are they going with the wind, are they going against the wind, the necessary fuel reserves, and some other factors. So sometimes when you see the variables that are different, now we want to make sure we're talking nautical miles versus statute miles. Typically in the air you always talk about nautical because you're not measuring it by land. Okay, I think the XA marking on that jet meant that it had a sign coming from Mexico, or it was registered in Mexico. As we approach the Signature FBO, I've been using the expression FBO kind of loosely, but fixed base operation is equivalent from a passenger standpoint as the terminal. Usually there's an airport, then there's a public space, gateway, or a check-in between the public airport, which is has a lot of security. Usually it's going to be the FBO. All passengers need to not only be cleared through the FBO, when you come back they're going to need to pass through customs if it's an international flight, depending on the size of the FBO. And the planes will be on the other side. From a aviation perspective, on the other side, the planes can get fuel, the planes can get services, the planes can get some of the other things they may need. So this is the Signature FBO. There's a new FBO.
Okay, what I realized is I didn't prepare so well this time. I always charge my batteries to 100%, and I guess I felt that being that it was charged to 100%, I can just pick up my camera and go. But what I realized, there's some battery drain, and typically I keep at least 2 batteries, so I switched to my backup battery, which was charged to 100%. And it shows 22%. So as I go to the beach, my question is, do I have enough battery power to capture some beach scenes? I know many of you like to see the scenery at the beach. So I will see. Okay. As you can see, it says do not enter. I'm going to respect the signage. 𝐸𝐸 Airport is probably one of the major positive things in the city of 𝐸𝐸, which is now changing. That used to have a pretty bad reputation. You can see the jet taking off here. So difference between this airport and the airport where you would take your flying lessons is many times this airport handles multiple turbine engine jets. Okay. Somebody being dropped off for their private travels. I'm going to see, is that security for me, the security for them? I'm going to turn the camera off. But as you can tell, when you driving or flying private, you really don't have to impress anyone. Okay?
Thanks for staying to the end. Subscribe, like, and click on one of the videos shown on the screen. Bye-bye.